no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending. Follow like sheep, swallow everything. Always simpletons or pretending. We got no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending. Follow like sheep, swallow
Lee
everything.
Camp, and this is your moment of clarity. I'm not normally the guy who brings you numbers. I bring you bitching. But in the interest of proof, here are some numbers to explain why the 99% are standing up in New York and Denver and D.C. and San Francisco and London, Boston, Montreal and Madison and about 2,000 other cities around the globe. In the 1970s, the top 1% took in 8 to 9% of America's total annual income. Today, they suck in 23.5% according to truthout.org. 10% of Americans devour almost 50% of all wages, which is greater than any year since 1917, according to Professor Emmanuel Saez at Berkeley. Do you have any idea how long ago that was, 1917? They were still using expressions like she's the bee's knees and shit. 74 of the richest people in the U.S. get paid $10 million a week. Not 74%, 74 of the richest Americans, which taken together is as much as 19 million of the lowest paid people in America. That's from the Huffington Post. Net worth of the richest Americans is $1.5 trillion, more than the combined net worth of the poorest 50% of the entire population, which is 155 million people combined. That's from truthout.org. The top 1% of the population owns 70% of all assets, an all-time record according to David DeGraw. The top 1% also have over 85% of the world's biggest assholes, according to me. But according to Fox News, the bottom 50% of this country is queer. So you can see it's all in the numbers. The wealth of this country is being increasingly pulled to a very few individuals at the top. And as we know from simple physics, things that are incredibly top-heavy collapse. All you have to do is think back to the 2003 Oscars when James Gandolfini rode on Natalie Portman's shoulders down the red carpet. The award show was ultimately canceled so that construction crews could dig Portman out of the pavement. And for those of you who argue that it benefits America to have hugely successful corporations, you do understand they aren't going to stay here once they've eaten everything. I think Dylan Ratigan put it best on MSNBC when he said America is being extracted, while we all sit around distracted by petty political squabbling and celebrity nonsense. America's resources are being sucked out of it like a ping pong ball into a Thai lady boy. And it's happening to a lot of other countries too, because corporations and those who run them have no moral code or allegiance outside of money. They never think they should behave a certain way because it's good for the country or good for the people. They don't say the Pledge of Allegiance before they lay off 10,000 workers or eat apple pie before purchasing 100,000 acres in Utah to clear cut. They don't have a big foam hand that says USA is #1 on it. And if they do, it says Dubai is #1 on the reverse side in case they need to pick up and move at a moment's notice. The ultra-rich in Mexico don't have sombreros that say Mexico rocks, and the corporations in England don't wear t-shirts that say God save the Queen. Instead, they say God save the green. And for those of you now thinking, but their money isn't green, fuck you, I had to make the joke work, alright? God save the pinky purple bits of paper doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? We have created absolute monsters that are sucking all remaining wealth and resources from our land. Some of them don't even create anything. They just suck and suck and suck, like Eddie Murphy movies. These corporations haven't been good in any way since the late 1980s, like Eddie Murphy. So at least think about these facts when the media is telling you how fucking furious you should be that the Occupy Wall Street protesters in your area are holding up a big sign with a curse word in it. Oh, God forbid. I'm Lee Camp, and that's your Moment of Clarity. Coming to you today from Ottawa, Canada. Check out the Moment of Clarity podcast. It's free on iTunes or at leecamp.net. Past guests have included the Yes Men, Chris Hedges, and Peter Joseph. Thanks.
I know about y'all and what you believe. I believe this right now, right here. Not about us dying in a million years. Stop allowing them to build up your fears. I don't know about y'all, know what you believe. I believe this right now.